ESPN's Jordan Schultz posted that poll question on Instagram yesterday. Should Jalen Hurts become the quarterback in Philadelphia? Not only did a bunch of fans respond, of course, but DK Metcalf, who plays for the Seahawks, who play the Eagles on Monday night, says, I vote yes. So he chimed in on this, and so did DJ Dallas of the Seahawks. So you got two members of the Seahawks who, again, play against Wentz on Monday night, are voting for benching Wentz. And I will just mention, if you're wondering, is there a connection here with DK Metcalf? He played against Jalen Hurts twice in college, and Alabama, when Jalen Hurts was the quarterback, won both games by a combined 118 points. RC, why are you holding up your hands?
Because it just hit me. They do know Jalen Hurts. They're smart. They're scared. Good Carson might show up. So, you know what? Never mind. You keep going, Greeny. I see what they're doing. I didn't see what they were doing before, Greeny. I see what they're doing now. I get it.
We'll see. Yeah. Dominique, in your mind, just watching it play out. Now, I will get to Graziano and explain the details on the money and everything, but putting all that aside, do you believe if you were the coach of the Eagles right now, you'd be giving the ball to Jalen Hurts?
I don't see when you're going to do it if you're not going to do it now. Carson Wentz last week was an ugly game, and the weather was part of the factor. The protection was part of the factor, but there's no excuse for that pass. That was just like inexplicable. And week after week, we talk about his bad decisions, and maybe you don't have to give the whole franchise over to Jalen Hurts, but I feel like a week off would allow Carson Wentz to kind of regroup and think about his play and maybe get back, because you can't get much worse than the way that he's been playing. I don't understand why you draft a quarterback in the second round after you already paid a lot for a quarterback at all. But if you're going to do it, then go ahead and play him.
You know, Desmond, you would have an interesting perspective on this, having covered Jalen Hurts, both at Alabama and then that huge year that he had at Oklahoma. How do you see it? Do you think they should be seriously considering giving him the ball right now?
Well, let me first start off by telling you what RC hesitated and then stopped about. The point is, no player in the NFL wants to give their opponent a competitive advantage. No player wants to do that. So what those other players like DK Metcalf was saying was like, yeah, please let him start. Bench Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
Like RC alluded to, is that the great Carson Wentz just might show up. Now,
when the last time you seen him?
Guy in college.
When the last time? Somebody tell me the last time you seen the great Carson Wentz.
No, I'm just saying that when you have an opponent who said, yeah, start the other guy, it's never because they want to give you a competitive advantage. That's never the reason. Hey, start the guy who we think is better. Now, they don't do that. They like, start the guy who we know we'll have even a better chance of beating. That's what that meant. That was a subliminal message.
That's right, and that's fair. But, RC, the question that Dominique just asked is a good one, too. That great Carson Wentz, when's the last time we saw him?
Oh, he gone. He not there no more. He moved. He don't live in Philadelphia. He can go.
Pennsylvania?
That's no longer Pennsylvania.
Okay, so that then perfectly sets the table for my insider, Dan Graziano, because you are going to explain how all of this is a lot of conversation that ultimately cannot go anywhere. Dan, tell everybody why.
Because if Carson Wentz is gone, then so is everybody else in Philadelphia, right? If they can't get it fixed with Carson Wentz, then they're all going to get fired at some point, because he is locked in there. We talked about this yesterday. That contract is keeping him on that team through at least 2022, unless they can find somebody to trade for it, which the way he's playing seems very, very unlikely. So, you know, you talk about $24.5 million or $25.4 million guaranteed next year, a $15 million roster bonus in 22 that becomes guaranteed this coming March. They have to get it fixed with Wentz. And to Dominique's point about drafting Jalen Hurts in the second round, teams don't just draft for 1 year. They didn't draft Jalen Hurts thinking, well, if Carson Wentz struggles, we can put this guy in and play. They have to develop him as a player. Peterson has come out and said this would be sending the wrong message to the team. He's watching Hurts practice. The team is watching Hurts practice. If that's the case, then that means everybody in the building knows the guy isn't ready, and you can't afford to be losing games at this point. So as bad as he's looked, they still think Wentz is their best option given the track record.
I understand drafting for value. I understand drafting for value, but that just seems like hood-rich roster management. Like, why are you out here buying a second car when you ain't got no food in the fridge? Why are you buying Gator boots and a pimped-out Gucci suit when you can't pay your rent? You got an E-class, but you can only afford a quarter tank of gas? Chill out. Get some stuff that can help you right now. None of that can help you right now because all your contracts are in your mama's name because your credit is so bad. Pull it together.
In its own way, it's gotten a lot less attention, but it's not that different than what the Packers did with Aaron Rodgers, right? That was the Eagles were a team that we thought was close, and they used a major asset on someone they're not counting on, helping them win this quickly. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.